Saraswatim Vyasam Tato Jayam Mudiraye Nashtaprayeshu Abhadreshu Nityam Bhagavata Sevaya Bhagavati Uttama Shloke Bhaktir Bhavati Naishtiki Guruve Gaurachandraya Radhikaya Tadalaye Krishnaya Krishna Bhaktaya Tadbhaktaya Namo Namaha Namaha Pankajanaභaya Namaha Pankajamaline Namaha Pankajanitraya Namaste Pankajangriye Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, dear Vaishnavas, thank you so much for joining. We are reading Śrīmad-Bhāgavatam, Canto 8. We completed chapter 18 yesterday, where Lord Vamanadeva appeared and went to Bali Maharaja's place where he was doing yajna. There was very nice welcoming of Lord Vamanadeva, and then Bali said, whatever you want, wealth, property, land, women, gold, animals, fields, whatever you want, we'll give you. So let's see what happens in chapter 19 entitled Lord Vamanadeva Begs Charity from Bali Maharaj. So would someone like to read the summary here? Vipul Prabhu, you want to read?
Lord Vamanadeva begs charity from Bali Maharaj. This 19th chapter describes how Lord Vamanadeva asked for 3 pieces of land in charity, how Bali Maharaj agreed to his proposal, and how Kshatriya forbade Bali Maharaj to fulfill Lord Vamadeva's request. When Bali Maharaj, thinking Vamanadeva to be the son of Brahmana, told him to ask for anything he liked, Lord Vamanadeva praised Hiranyakashipu and Hiranyaksha for their heroic activities, and after thus praising the family in which Bali Maharaj had been born, he begged the king for the 3 pieces of land. Bali Maharaj agreed to give this land in charity. Since this was very insignificant, but Shukracharya, who could understand that Vamanadeva was Vishnu, the friend of the demigods, forbade Bali Maharaj to give this land. Shukracharya advised Bali Maharaj to withdraw his promise. He explained that in subduing others, in joking, in responding to danger, in acting for the welfare of others, and so on, one could refuse to fulfill one promise, and there would be no fault. By this philosophy, Shukracharya tried to dissuade Bali Maharaj from giving land to Lord Vamanadeva. Back to Prabhuji. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna, thank you, Prabhu. So this is just a short summary. As we read the verses, we'll try to understand in detail. So let's start with text 1. Would someone like to read this one? Yes, Lakshay Babu, Prabhu, please.
Yes, Prabhuji. Sri Sukha Uvacha Iti Virochana Vakyam Dharma Yuktam Sandritam Nisamya Bhagavan Krita Kratina Yadam Abravit. Translation. Sukadeva Goswami continued. When the Supreme Personality of Godhead Vamanadeva heard Bali Maharaj speaking in this pleasing way, he was very satisfied. Bali Maharaj had spoken in terms of religious principles. Thus the Lord began to praise him. Hare Krishna, Prabhuji.
Krishna. Thank you. Kshamadaji is clapping for you that you chanted very nicely. Very nice. So Virochanera. This word is used. Virochana was the father of Bali Maharaj, and Prahlad Maharaj was the father of Virochana. So when this Supreme Lord spoke in a pleasing way, he was very satisfied for Bali Maharaj. Sorry. When Bali Maharaj spoke in a pleasing way, the Lord was very happy. And we saw his pleasing words. Su Swagatam means Su plus Agatam. To speak in good, kind words is actually one of the meanings of Swagatam. It's a sandhi of Su and Agatam. So let's see what the Lord said for Bali Maharaj. Text 2. Anyone wants to read? Sampada Mataji, want to read?
Me,
Okay, Aparna Mataji, please. Yes.
sorry, there are disturbances and I'm not able to attach sometime.
Oh, no worries.
Hare,
We understand. Please try. Yeah, we can hear you
Hare
clearly.
Krishna. Sri Bhagavanu Vacha Vakastave Tatach Jana Deva San Ratan Karan Kula Vishitam Dharma Yutam Yashaskaram Yasya Parmanam Bhagrevah Samparahaya Pitamaha Kulavadraha Parashantaha.
Yes, you want to continue reading the translation?
The Supreme Personality of Godhead said, O King, you are indeed exalted because your present advisors are the Brahmins, who are descendants of Bhrigu, and because your instructor for your future life is your grandfather, the peaceful and venerable Prahlada Maharaja. Your statements are very true and they completely agree with the religious etiquette. They are in keeping with the behavior of your family and they enhance your reputation. Purport. Prahlad Maharaj is a vivid example of a pure devotee. Someone might argue that since Prahlada Maharaj, even though very old, was attached to his family and specifically to his grandson Bali Maharaja. How could he be an ideal example? Therefore, this verse used the word prashantaha. A devotee is always sober. He is never disturbed by any condition. Even a devotee remains in Grihastha life and does not renounce material possessions, he should still be understood to be prashanta, sober, because of his pure devotion to the Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, and therefore said, Kiba Viparaha, Kiba Mayasi, Shudra Kina, Ye Krishna Tattva, Vetaha, Sehi Guru Haya. Whether one is Brahmana, a sannyasi, or a Shudra, regardless of what he is, he can
Looks like connection got dropped. Can you? Yeah, we can't hear you, Mataji. I'll just complete it.
join.
Yeah. Can you? Are you able to read?
I'm not able to link again, not able to see also.
Oh, is it? Oh. I'll just complete the last section on your behalf. Regardless of what he is, he can become a spiritual master if he knows the science of Kṛṣṇa. Chaitanya Lila Madhya Chaitanya Chaitamrit Madhya Lila 8.128. Anyone completely aware of the science of Krishna, regardless of his status in life, is a guru. Thus, Prahlad Maharaj is a guru in all circumstances. Here, his Lordship Vamanadeva also teaches sannyasis and brahmacharis that one should not ask more than necessary. He wanted only 3 paces of land, although Bali Maharaj wanted to give him anything he wanted. So, thank you, Purnamataji, for reading. Somehow she got disconnected. She's trying to connect again. But wonderful lessons that a devotee is. So here the Supreme Lord is glorifying Vamanadeva. Sorry, the Supreme Lord Vamanadeva is glorifying Bali Maharaj. That you are so Nityam, you are a good person, you are truthful, and you have a great dynasty like Virochana, like Prahlad Maharaj, the great Mahajan, the great exalted Paramhamsa Bhakta Shiromani. And you are acting in accordance with religious etiquettes. So, talking about the family reputation, talking about Shastras, talking about basically the Lord is glorifying. One devotee was also mentioning that we can learn about anything, that if we want to ask something, of course, the Lord is not asking for his own selfish pleasure. We must glorify. Bhaktisiddhanta Thakur also said when he sent his disciples, some of the sannyasis, to London, that we must glorify them nicely. And then the person would take your point seriously. It's a very important lesson, and it's kind of one of my areas for improvement, one of the unlimited areas for improvement. So, because Vashishika Prabhu also says, encourage the heck out of everyone. That means we should try to appreciate others genuinely and genuinely look for good in others. Even if it appears to be very tiny to my conditioned eyes. Trying to see only good in others and ignoring the bad, or not seeing the bad and just focusing on the good is a great quality. The Lord is encouraging. Lord is encouraging Bali Maharaj. Lord is kind of making him feel special, as Vashika Prabhu says. Make me feel special. Whether it is for book distribution, for any purpose. We should make everyone special. We should make everyone feel special. Leave everyone with good impression. In short, the Lord is glorifying. And then few important lessons that Prahlad Maharaj was born in a Daitya Kula, the son of Hiranyakashipu. But it does not matter whether whatever Kula one is born in. What matters is whether one knows the Tattva, the science of Krishna consciousness. That person can be a spiritual master in all circumstances. And lesson, we should not ask more than necessary. And very important lesson to remind, if I say I am a devotee, whether even in Grihastha life, you should be sober, prashanta, sober. Very, very important lesson. So a devotee should be sober. You don't need to renounce the materialistic things. One doesn't need to artificially take sannyas or go to forest, but one must be sober. Because of devotion, one will become sober. Shantatma. Okay, any other comments, any additions anyone has? Okay, we'll move on to next verse. Text number 3. Anyone wants to read? Yes, Sampada Mataji.
Hare Krishna. Text 3. Nahi etasmin kule kaschin ni sattva kripa na puman pratyakhyata pratishrutya yo vatata dvijataye. Translation by Srila Prabhupada, by His Divine Grace A.C. Bhaktivedanta Srila Prabhupada, Srila Prabhupada Ki Jai. Translation: I know that even until now, no one taking birth in your family has been poor-minded or miserly. No one has refused to give charity to brahmanas, nor after promising to give charity has anyone failed to fulfill his promise. Thank you, Babaji. Back to you. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna. Thank you so much. So Vamanadeva is trying to, his praise towards Bali Maharaj continues that no one is poor-minded or miserly. In short, a devotee should not be poor-minded or stingy or just greedy in one's own life. In short, one should be charitable, because yagya dana tapa pavanani manishinam. Yagya dana and tapa even purify the great souls. So we should not refuse in charity to the devotees, to the spiritual master, to temples, senior Vaishnavas, etc., for cow protection, whatever best we can do in the best of our situations. Krishna knows each and every one's situation, whether we are a student, whether we are a householder. He knows what our situation is. We may hide from others, we may hide from the government, we may hide from our relatives, but we cannot hide from the Supreme Lord. So He knows each and every thing. We call it ours. So in short, one should give in charity. Otherwise, it makes the heart hard, and it makes us more greedy, because there is no end to money. No matter what one may earn, one always feels it's less. How many of you agree with that? No matter how much one earns, one feels that if it would have been this much, then all my problems would be solved. And even if after a few years one may get to that point because of promotion or new this and that, new job, whatever, but is the desires don't stop. Whether one earns, there are people who earn, 10,000 rupees in India a month, correct? That is nothing. Correct, I mean, 10,000 rupees in India, and there are many people, thousands and thousands of people, but they maintain their family. I know so many of them. So many of them are so wonderful Vaishnavas. Then they are happy. And there are people who earn 10,000 rupees every second. They may earn 10 crore rupees or millions of dollars. But still, the satiation, the Mrigatrishna, does not stop. How will it stop? When we use it for higher purpose. That it is not just my money to enjoy senses. As we discussed, if we keep enjoying senses, then self-realization won't happen. Then only sense realization would. I don't know if there's a word like that, but the point is one will be just busy with the senses. So in short, to the best of our ability, and I think I've already shared a video by His Grace Adigadar Prabhu, how should a devotee donate or should a devotee save? And then the next question, how much should one donate? So both are beautifully answered in that video. So let's see what happens in text 4. Yes, Sudhir Prabhu, you want to read?
Hare Krishna Prabhuji, Dandatana, Madhvashra Srila Prabhupada. Text number 4. Na santi trita yudhi chartinara paran mukhe yetva amana sviyo nripa yosmat kule yasa sa malana radha udhati yathodupekhe Translation and purport by His Divine Grace A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami Srila Prabhupada, Srila Prabhupada Ki Jai. O King Bali, never in your dynasty has the low-minded king been born who upon being requested has refused charity to Brahmanas in holy place or a fight to Kshatriyas on a battlefield. And your dynasty is even more glorious due to the presence of Prahlad Maharaj, who is like a beautiful moon in the sky. Purport. The symptoms of a Kshatriya are given in Bhagavad Gita. One of the qualifications is the willingness to give charity, dana. A Kshatriya does not refuse to give charity when requested by a Brahmana, nor can he refuse to fight another Kshatriya. A king who does refuse is called low-minded. In the dynasty of Bali Maharaj, there were no such low-minded kings. Hare Krishna Prabhupada. So nicely explained by Srila Prabhupada how great even though they are belong to the Daitya dynasty, they are very charitable, and we can see that two Mahajanas from the same family. In fact, my kids were telling me, there are two Mahajanas in the family, and they don't, say no to the charity. And a Kshatriya is like that. Unlike the Kshatriyas in today's, world, they are not even Shudras. But here you can see that even the Daitya family, they are very charitable, and and also Prahlad Maharaj is also glorified here. Please add, correct. Thank you, Hare Krishna.
Thank you, Prabhu. Very nice. So nicely shared so many wonderful points. And your kids also two Mahajanas in the same family. It's amazing. Nice reflection. Okay. Especially if someone comes, we should not refuse. Of course, that doesn't mean we will say yes to, if a person says, hey, I want to buy some alcohol, can you give me some charity? Correct? And we must say no and give him or her prasadam. Therefore, it's very good. But in general, saying no makes the heart hard. So for the right cause, again, there's a big topic, whom to give charity, when to give charity, etc. For the right cause, that means Krishna conscious causes, which we have discussed multiple times, one should do one's best. Text 5, anyone wants to read? Umesh Prabhu, you want to read?
Yes, Prabhu. Text number 5. Dandavat pranam to everyone. Yato jato hiranyakshara neka imam mahim prativiram dikvijaye navidanta gada yutaha. Translation by His Divine Grace A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami Srila Prabhupada Jai. It was in your dynasty that Hiranyaksha was born. Carrying only his own club, he wandered the globe alone, without assistance, to conquer all directions, and no hero he met could rival him. So the Lord continuously talking about the dynasty, about the Bali Maharaj, and here again he is talking about how the Hiranyaksha was unknown doing the trying to conquer the alone the entire world, and he could not meet anyone can challenge him. So he's talking about here Hiranyaksha. Thank you, Prabhu.
Thank you so much, Prabhuji. It's a very nice lesson here. It's interesting, Lord Vamanadeva is using words like Virochana, Prahlada, is going generation after generation, first talking about Virochana, talking about Prahlad, and now talking about Hiranyakashipu. Even the same principle Lord Kṛṣṇa also uses in Bhagavad Gita, right? By addressing Krishna as Kaunteya, talking as Bharata, the dynasty of coming from that lineage, coming from the great dynasty of Mata Kunti, that how come these impurities have come upon you? You're from that great dynasty. These don't befit. Hare Krishna. These don't befit person of your legacy. So, and I was kind of thinking it's a very, very good way to encourage others, to make them feel special. And like I was discouraged on something, and some time back, a few weeks back, and one of my teachers was trying to encourage me. What Srila Prabhupada would have done in this situation by sharing that, oh, you are the grandson of Prabhupada. What your spiritual master would have done in this situation. You are feeling like this, and this happened, that happened, whatever happened, but you are feeling like this. What your spiritual master would have done. What Lord Nityananda Prabhu would have done, telling us that we are from this great heritage. Look at your spiritual master. Look at your grand spiritual master, Srila Prabhupada. Look at Sri Nityananda Prabhu. Jagai and Madai were about to kill him, but he went to the same person to give them the Krishna Prema. So it's a very, very wonderful way of encouraging by reminding them their true heritage. So, and certainly one feels encouraged, right? Won't we feel encouraged that by hearing some Prabhupada's pastime, let's say if someone is feeling anything, any going through any low phase, whether it was because of in any situation, but when we hear some Prabhupada's pastime, how Prabhupada struggled, how Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu did so much for us, how Lord Nityam Prabhu, look at the sacrifice of the Goswami, look at the sacrifice of Lord Vishnu, look at the sacrifice of Lord Shiva, drinking poison for the benefit of others. Don't we feel encouraged? What is my sacrifice? That's nothing. What are the pains I am going through? It's nothing compared to what Srila Prabhupada, compared to what Srila Guru Maharaj, compared to all the great souls who are constantly undergoing tapyanti lokatapena for the benefit of others. And I am thinking my problem is the biggest problem in the world. What challenges Prabhupada must have gone through constantly. So I think it certainly encourages. What do you anyone has any additional thoughts? Will it inspire when we hear Prabhupada's pastimes like that? Nandini Mataji, yes, want to say something?
Yes, Prabhu definitely really inspires us. And very important point I felt in this verse as a comment is that even demoniac families do charity. That really struck me, Prabhu. And I watched that video, Adigadada Prabhu's video. Very nice video. Thank you so much for sharing.
Thank you. That's a very nice point. Thank you. Anyone else has any other quick comments to add, share before we pause?
Yes, Prabhuji, Dandavat Pranam, dear devotees. As Mataji was saying, I also watched that video, and one of the things that struck me in the ending of the video when Prabhuji was talking about this couple who had came and they have gained a lot of wealth and they went back to India. There again, it points out that association can break if we don't take the right association. They went back to India because they had so much money and made some money. They started to associate with the wrong people. I mean, it was people who was there with them before, but again, it wasn't associated with the correct people, and they must have lost their standings in spiritual life. So I just wanted to bring that point up, that association is so important in our spiritual life for the long haul. Hare Krishna, Prabhuji.
Thank you. Thank you for sharing that. It's really wonderful. Anything else before we pause? Okay, so we will pause here and continue tomorrow. The next Śrīmad-Bhāgavatam Purana ki jai, Shri Chaitanya Charitamrita ki jai, Samaveta Gaura Bhaktavinda ki jai. Vancha kalpatarubhyascha kripa sindhubhyaiva cha patitanam pavanebhyo Vaishnavebhyo namo namaha. Hare Krishna. Thank you so much.
Hare Krishna.